What's up, Mudpuppies?
Stop it.
I will never. Welcome to another episode of the Cryptid Files.
Yes.
A podcast where we cover all manner of cryptids, folklore, legends, myths, aliens, ghosts, demons,
Files.
the hoaxes, spaghetti, Scientology, Mormons, food,
Scientologies, yeah.
and anything else that we feel like talking about that week.
Yeah. Whatever whatever grinds my gears that week.
So, we're your hosts, Anthony and Charlie, as always. And this week we're going to be doing a kind of catch-all episode of the Dogman.
Yeah, this is different because we normally do really specific episodes, but this time we're just doing like a, hey, this is an introduction to Dogman for anybody who doesn't know what Dogman is.
Right.
And later on we'll crack into each of these individual Dogmen.
So, Dogmen.
Yeah.
Because we're not talking about Dogman. We're talking about Dogmen.
Plural.
They have been around for centuries.
Or Dogmans.
Dogman's been.
No, it would be Dogmans, right? Because Dogman would be like the name given to each individual like group of Dogman. Like fish, like you could have fishes, right?
Right.
Like if you're talking about plural communities of fish. Yeah. So like if you have a pond with different kinds of fish in it, you could say, oh, there's a lot of different kinds, or there's a lot of different fishes.
Because there are multiple kinds of fish.
Well, all right. Now you could say there's multiple fish if you're talking about like one like species of fish, right?
So it's like how it's money and monies.
Yeah, like there's a lot of different monies in the world. I don't know if that's real. Is monies real?
Money is a word, yeah.
All right, then yeah, it would be like that.
Okay, all right. So Dogman's.
Yeah, Dogman's. I think Dogman's is correct.
Dogman's just sounds weird to say out loud.
It does, but we're gonna be right because we said we are.
We are right.
Yeah.
DNR canon. All right, so Dogmans.
Yeah.
They all pretty much have a pretty similar description, with some variations throughout history of where they come from. But the pretty standard one is that they're tall, bipedal, muscular, and humanoid, with a canine head, sharp fangs, sharp claws, and normally some inhuman-looking eyes.
Yeah.
Amber-colored, violet-colored, red-colored eyes. Yeah. So I have a couple examples of modern Dogmen. I feel like we should go with your research first because you went all the way back.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to give you a couple categories of Dogman. I'm not going to dive into any of them right now. Right?
Okay.
So we have the Michigan Dogman, right?
Which that's one I got in here.
Classic upright canine.
Yep.
It's 6 to 8 feet tall, wolf-like head, muscular body, glowing eyes, walks upright like a man, but can drop to all fours. And it's from basically Michigan in the 1880s is what I found.
Yeah.
And it's kind of existed then. Then there's also what came over from Europe, which is almost like a shaggy or werewolf type of Dogman. It's appeared to be more feral, covered in long, scruffy fur, often described as smelling bad like a wet dog.
Right.
And it's been commonly found in Wisconsin.
Right.
Now we also have the hyena-headed Dogman. It's got a shorter muzzle, sloped back, bulkier front shoulders like a hyena, and some people have described it laughing or making eerie cackling noises. And this is from Texas and Arkansas. Yeah.
We just lost all our Arkansasian viewers.
The Great Kansas War. And we talked about this.
Yes, we did.
This.
You know what? We are Kansas.
We are Kansas. And that's how they got the name. They were fighting over who could be Kansas. And Kansas was like, we're Kansas. And then they were like, no, we are Kansas. And that's how we got Arkansas. Or Arkansas, if you ask me.
How do we know it's not supposed to be Kansas?
It is. Arkansas.
And Kansas.
Fuck. That'd be wild. Next, we have the Sasquatch-like Dogman. Right, which is another type of Dogman. So he's got a Bigfoot shape with a canine head, bulkier and heavier than the Wolfman style.
Right.
He is reported in East Coast, like Appalachian Mountains and parts of Canada. Those are like the different American modern Dogmen.
Right.
Now, most of these cryptids, there's historical roots that kind of inspire them. And one of the coolest ones I found for the American Dogmen, Native Americans also have a lot of different categories of Dogmen too.
Oh.
Way before the 1880s. Look, I love that people do like the research on cryptids. It's like, oh, this is the first sighting, blah, blah, blah. But there's a lot of like recorded sighting. There's a lot of folklore that kind of inspires a lot of these stories. So I'm just going to talk about some potential inspirations. So here's one that's kind of loose to it. So we talked about skinwalkers.
Okay.
So another belief, there's Yi Naldalushi, which means with it, he goes on all fours.
Right.
It's a witch who basically can transform into animal type thing, and they basically become that by choice. It's like you have to do some like terrible evil act, and we'll talk more about skinwalkers later. But that's one of like the likenesses to Dogmen. There's also the Ojibwe or Potawatomi. I just butchered those.
Potawatomi.
They had spirit dogs and wolf warriors, which basically were more of like a religious symbol for them. And it's kind of around the Great Lakes area.
Okay.
Which is Dogman's home turf. And they have legends of warriors who could take on wolf form for strength, protection, or battle. They also spoke of wolf spirits that guided or punished humans depending on their behavior. Basically what I saw was they were like kind of like cultural ancestors of the Michigan Dogmen in a sense. Human-wolf hybrids tied to morality and terror.
Okay.
There's also the Wendigo crossovers that people have spoke about, which is also an Algonquian legend. And they're monstrous, cannibalistic creatures described as sometimes having a dog or wolf-like head. There's also the Plains tribes, the Suiks, and the Shene. Sioux? Sioux. Yeah, fuck. They have tales of dog spirits that guarded the land or punished those who broke taboos, which is a super common theme I've noticed in a lot of Native American folklore. Choctaw, Mississippi area spoke of Nasula Falaya, a long, shadowy, dog-headed being that stalks people in the woods, which is kind of like Dogman 101. And Cherokee had stories of dog-like spirits that could walk upright and were seen as omens.
Right.
So that's the Native American folklore. Now, let's go across the ocean real quick.
Who does more?
Yes. Egypt.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, you got Anubis, for sure.
Yes, Anubis. That was the first one I was going to talk about.
He's
a jackal-headed god. He's appeared with a human body and head of a jackal or wild dog. He was a god of embalming the underworld and guiding souls after death.
Yes. He was one of the few, which is kind of cool to me, one of the few underworld gods that is not seen as inherently evil. That was cool the way that they this is kind of a tangent now because we're going into Egyptian stuff, but it's cool the way that the Egyptians revered the dead, and so much that even the underworld gods were like that was their king and queen god was Isis and Osiris, the king and queen of the underworld. It wasn't no sky god like there was in a lot of other places. Like obviously Ra was a king god as well, god of the sun, but their underworld gods were actually seen as kind of quote unquote like good, as opposed to you go into like Nordic mythology and Greek mythology and Roman mythology where your underworld gods are kind of inherently evil. Yeah, so,
and it's kind of neat. It was cool to look at this because Anubis is the oldest dog-headed creature I think that we have discovered.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, from ancient Egypt, or at least that we have recorded of.
Right.
So, pretty cool. Then there's also from. This is like an ancient belief across like Mediterranean, so Greek and Egyptian writers both describe this, but Cynocephali. It's Cynocephali. Is
this a Egyptian word?
Yeah, and it means dog-headed men.
Probably a Ptolemaic word, so it's probably Cynocephali.
Cynocephali? Yeah.
C-Y...
That's probably it, yeah.
Yeah, probably Cynocephali.
I don't know, dude. I don't know how to pronounce shit, man. He was basically supposedly living at the edge of the known world at the time, so like India and Africa, and was a big dog-headed creature that they just saw wandering around. And also, dogs and jackals suddenly became associated in Egypt because of Anubis, with graveyards and the dead for obvious reasons. So there was also like a kind of like a haunted, dog-headed feeling that was associated with the dead at that time. So that also could have inspired a little bit more Dogman type shit. And so Dogman that we have in Michigan, or like just in the U.S., we have a huge Dogman culture.
Yes.
And it's funny because you know how we're all settled by like Europeans. When Europeans came to America, it was like kind of they were in the peak of like myths and legends and folklore and stuff like that. So werewolves came from that area.
Right.
And they also kind of like brought the tales of like jackal-headed god dogs from Egypt with them, and everybody kind of was just like, oh yeah, these are things. You have to understand, like, now we look at like wild shit like that, and we're like, okay, this could be real. Maybe this is real. I don't know. It's cool, spooky to look at. Back then, That was a fact.
Everything was real.
Everything was real.
Yep.
People knew that, you can get attacked by a fairy or
Dogman or an elf.
Yeah. They were like, oh, that's what happens. So you have to look at some of this with like historical perspective. When the Europeans came over to the Americas and brought these legends with them, they weren't bringing legends. They were bringing actual factual data for them.
For them, right.
Yeah.
This was legit.
Yeah. So also there was India, China, Mongolia, all had stories of wolf-headed men. The Middle East had a lot of stories of wolf-headed men. There was travelers like Ibn Battuta, who repeated tales of islands populated by dog-headed people.
Okay. And
that was Middle Eastern. That was medieval Arab accounts. And Europe's hellhounds was another big one at the time.
Right.
So basically throughout history, we have, this is what the whole point I was trying to break down with looking all this crap up, was throughout history we have had legends of dog-headed men roaming the earth. Right. It's a lot similar to like Sasquatch. In that sense. And it's one of the first cryptids that really kind of like took flight. And said like, oh, this is 100% real. And it happened at a time like so early where people didn't question if it was real or not. People knew. That's why these things spread so good or so much. But just because they were there. So typical dogman behavior, right? I'm just going to go over real quick too. Yeah. So dogmen are known for kind of doing like territorial stalking. Like
most dogs would.
Yes. So it's pretty much dog behavior.
Right. In a man body.
Yeah. They're going to pick an area. They're going to
pee on it.
They're going to say, this is mine. And so a lot of times when people say like they've seen a dogman sighting, they'll say, oh, this area has dogmen. Or this area has a dogman. Because they think that it's kind of a territorial thing. There's been a lot of roadside encounters. They've been known for chasing people away. Doing some vocalizations like I was talking about before.
They howl, they growl. They
howl, the hyena doing the like weird hyena chuckle. Livestock predation, which is kind of obvious. And on the paranormal side, some people claim that dogmen kind of vanish instantly. They have glowing eyes without a light source and leaves no tracks. A few stories have linked it to UFO sightings, haunted areas, and native shapeshifter lore. Giving it kind of a supernatural twist. Which is cool to think about. It's just people tying things together that they think might somewhat relate to it.
Cool.
Dogman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
You want to tell me some of your American dogman sightings?
I'm going to go through some other dogman data that we haven't touched yet. So dogmen are very often confused with black dogs and werewolves as well. So you have a dogman sighting, or you'll have a black dog sighting, and they'll be like, oh, there's a dogman here, or a werewolf sighting. Yeah. And they'll think it's dogman too. They are separate entities. Werewolves transform.
Dogmen are.
Dogmen are. Yeah. And black dogs are dogs. They're spiritual, non-corporeal, messenger,
omens,
demon, omen things. Yeah. So that's one clarification to be made there. So I also have, and dogmen are also roped into the Sasquatch kind of category of cryptid. They're considered part of hominology.
Yeah. So we both have spoken to a lot of like Sasquatch like investigators.
Yes.
Bigfoot investigators.
Yes. They do a lot of dogman research.
All of them also do dogman research. I don't think I've met any Bigfoot guys that don't believe in dogman.
Right. Or they don't hunt dogman. You got Matt Delf who's hunting dogman. You've got Mike from Famelot who's done dogman research. You have Jessica Jones who does dogman and Sasquatch research. Like John Stamey's all over dogman too. Like anybody who does anything with Sasquatch does stuff with dogman because they are hand in hand. It's almost like two sides of the same coin. They're different but the same. Same but different. So you have the Minnesota Dogman, which you brought up, or the Michigan Dogman, which you brought up at the beginning. He was first sighted in the late 1880s. Yeah. In Wexdorf County,
if you don't believe in the Native Americans.
Right. He was first. That was Wexdorf County, Michigan, which is the northwest part of the Lower Peninsula. There were a lot of sightings of him there, and then in 1987 there was a possible hoax. Perpetuated by a radio DJ where he kind of made up a song about him and brought him back.
I saw that.
So all of that kind of is foggy. Yeah. Then you have the Minnesota Dogman, which was first sighted, again, if you don't listen to the natives, in 2009 near Fergus Falls. Then you have the Beast of Bray Road, which is also lumped in with Dogman because it was originally thought to be a werewolf, but after more research and sightings were reported, it was realized to be a Dogman. Because there was no transformations involved.
Came to the realization.
Right, and that was in the 1990s in Delvin and Elkhorn counties in Wisconsin, or towns. Then you have the Defiance Dogman, which was in 1972 in Defiance, Ohio. He apparently attacked a railroad worker with a wooden board. So this was one of the first modern sightings where there was some almost human intelligence involved. It used a weapon properly. It didn't attack this man and scratch him up. He whacked him over the head with a 2-weapon. Yeah. And then disappeared.
It showed like real intelligence.
Right. Again, going towards Sasquatch stuff again instead of this feral beast. And then I have a misnomer. The Lincolnshire Dogman, who is a werewolf. Okay. Seen in the 1600s in England. And he's also thought to still be there. There was the latest sighting was in 2021. Yeah. But again, total misnomer because that is a werewolf. It's thought to be groups. There's thought to be more than one actually, and it's people that are turning into this Dogman. Yeah. So, yeah, it's pretty interesting.
So this was something interesting I found, especially in Michigan. Okay. They have these 10-year cycle theories. So basically, the Dogman won't always be there, but it'll be like a 10-year cycle of Dogman. So you'll see Dogman for 1 year, and then 10 years later,
you see him again.
You see him again in the same spot. So it kind of...
It's like it coming back to Derry. Yeah. If I just look at these sightings... Yeah. Because it makes me wonder, what if it's packs and they are migrating and they're rotating? And that's why they're not seen for 10 years in that spot. So let's do... You have Michigan was 1887. The next one was Wisconsin in the 90s. So it's 3 years later. Yeah. A state over. No, I lied. 1887... to 1990. That's 100 years later.
Yeah, that's a
100-year gap. That's different. Yeah. So going into a more... Okay, this one makes more sense. You have Defiance in Ohio in the 70s. Then you have 20 years later in Wisconsin in the 90s. And then you have Minnesota another 20 years later. So this is like 20-year cycles all over the states.
That's also just like random sightings. If we had like some actual data that we can like look at, pull up like a map of Dogman sightings.
Yeah. And again, this is also just off of super duper duper stripped down basic research we did for this episode. Yeah. Yeah. But here's the thing with Dogman too. They're not normally seen in packs like wolves would be. It's normally
it's normally a Dogman.
So it makes me think that maybe it's not packs that are roaming around. Maybe they themselves just migrate around. And there's like a rotation of Dogmen doing their thing throughout the country.
Yeah. I don't know. Could be.
I'm also pretty sure there's some level of Mayan and or Aztec and or Incan dog-headed people.
There are. Dude, that's the main thing I was trying to get at with besides reading
like every culture
on this planet. Every culture on the planet having Dogman stories. But also look, the way I look at it too, it's not a very complex thing to come up with. Right. Humans and dogs have been best friends for a very long fucking time.
Imagine having a pet Dogman.
Yeah, it'd be crazy.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, having a...
If I could get a pet Dogman... Yeah. That'd be cool.
Would it? Or would it be weird?
I think it'd be cool. If it's just a bipedal dog with buff, like he's still furry.
What if it's just a naked dude with a dog head?
Then that would be weird.
That'd be weird, right?
If it was a dog... If he's a furry dog thing that just walks around on its legs.
Dude, I don't think I could have a pet that walks around, like on 2 feet. It'd be too weird for me.
Birds walk around on 2 feet?
Exactly. I don't think you should own birds.
Birds are cool.
Yeah, they are cool, but they want to fly.
You let it fly around the house.
It's not where it wants to fly.
I don't know, man. If I could have a pet Dogman, I totally would. Yeah. Like, just imagine Roach. Just flopping around on 2 legs, just doing his thing. No. With his floppy ears and his dumb face. Yeah. That'd be great.
That'd be terrible. Wasn't there a show like that?
BoJack Horseman. You have Mr. Peanut Butter.
No. There was a show where a dude was like dressed up as a dog.
Oh, that was Wilfred. Yeah. That was the main character, Elijah Wood's character, was having nervous breakdown hallucinations that his dog was a person in a dog suit, but it really was a dog. Yeah. Yeah. That was a great show. Wilfred was a great show.
Yeah. I watched like a couple episodes.
Yeah, I watched it all the way through. I love that show so much. So let's talk about some key differences between what makes it a Dogman as opposed to a werewolf or a skinwalker, or like we talked about originally or a long time ago we did the Rougarou. So
yeah, let's do some definitions first. So Rougarou, it is a Louisiana area.
It's a voodoo curse.
Voodoo curse where it's passed on to somebody else. Right. Right.
Dogman's not necessarily that.
Right.
And they only transform at certain times.
Yep.
And can pass on the curse to somebody else and do weird shit like that. Now, Werewolf, which is something that kind of heavily inspired Rougarou, which may be borderline the same thing, is another curse, but not passed on the same exact way. Skinwalkers transform into dogs.
Or wolves.
Or wolves. Or whatever.
Whatever the fuck they want.
Whatever the fuck they want.
Wolf beast.
Yeah. So they don't necessarily, they're not like a humanoid type thing.
Right. That's also at will.
Yeah.
And they want to be that.
Yeah.
They get cursed on purpose.
Yeah, that was the only one that I've noticed that like intentionally curses themselves and makes themselves into like some type of evil shit.
A skinwalker.
Yeah. And then we have Wendigo, which is not too similar to dog, but I can see how it could be mixed up with the head shape. You know, you have like a humanoid creature with like, you know, skull head of a dog kind of popping up.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not even close.
Not even close.
They're fucking blue and skinny and angry.
Yeah. So if you were to see a Dogman, how would you know it's a Dogman versus a werewolf or a Rougarou?
So one thing that I saw in the research is the lower body is more humanoid shaped.
Yeah.
Than say a werewolf. So like a werewolf normally will have dog-like legs with the long ankles and the front-facing knees, right? They'll have that kind of S-shaped leg, like a dog's back legs.
Yeah.
Dogmen seem to have similar,
like human,
like put a dog's head on a Sasquatch's body.
And that's pretty much what you
That's
got.
kind of that's one of the main differences.
Yeah.
Also in the just the body structure.
Yeah.
You know, the werewolves tend to have more. They're muscular, but they're like lean muscle.
Yeah.
Right. Like think of pit bulls, like front paws. They'll have that big, heavy top and then very lean bottom, and then you have your paws. Whereas where dogmen seem to be more just fucking linebacker built.
Yeah. And the other thing with Dogman too, they were never human.
Right.
Yeah.
They're a dogman.
Yeah. And there's also like, I mean, they have the same theories with Bigfoot about them, whether they're like interdimensional or or that they could be real creatures, or they could be spiritual figures, or they could be, you know, something else. So they're not necessarily known. So they've been depicted with, mainly from what I've seen, it's been like wild dog breeds. So like hyenas or
jackals,
wolves, jackals,
painted dogs. I know. I hope to God there are no like pug dogmen.
That'd be fucking wild.
I would lose my shit. You're in the deep woods and you just gotta hear.
Yeah. That'd be fucking wild.
If I was gonna get a dogman pet, I'd want it to be a
dude. Imagine you see a dogman as like a golden retriever, and you're like, "Oh, cool!" And then he's like, "Wah!" Just fucking comes after you, starts trying to kill you.
Dogman is like this tall.
Yeah.
Pugman.
That'd be wild. Would you be able to fight off a dogman?
Any dogman?
Any dogman.
I could definitely take a pugman.
All right, imagine like it's the regular fucking head.
The first dog that ever bit me was a corgi, actually.
Okay, all right. We're not talking about your childhood trauma. We're talking about a man with like a wolf's head. That's like, or like a Bigfoot.
Imagine a dog man with dachshund fucking proportions.
God.
He's got a tiny leg, and then this giant torso, and then tiny arms.
You know what, dude? I wonder if there's like some type of domesticated dog man.
Well, think about it. Let's think about it this way. All dogs somehow magically are descended from wild dogs, and we bred them into different directions and categories to make them what they are today. So somehow, through evolution and breeding, we took a wolf and turned it into a pug. Yeah. I don't know why, but that's what the Asians decided to do, because pugs are like a Chinese breed. Yeah. Who's to say that through selective breeding, you couldn't get a wiener dogman?
Breeding dogmen?
You just continue to breed dogmen that have the longest torsos and shortest legs until eventually you have these freaking stubby little limbs.
I think it's really weird that you said you wanted to find a wiener dogman.
Not a dogman's wiener.
A dogman's wiener.
I'm just saying, it could be done. It'll take centuries, but it could probably, we could have a pugman at some point if we learn to domesticate them.
If we learn how to domesticate them
better. We just keep getting the flattest face until eventually we have a pug.
A pug dogman. Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know.
I think it's doable. I think we should work on that.
Yeah. Cool. All right.
Would you want to domesticate a dogman?
No. Fuck no. Dude, that's creepy as fuck, dude.
I think it'd be cool.
I wouldn't want a human / anything as a pet.
You don't want a pet like Bigfoot?
No. I feel like
pet lizard man?
No, that's terrible.
Or a pet alien?
Yeah, that's fucking weird, dude. I couldn't imagine like, you know, having a pet that's also sitting on my couch watching TV like I am.
Yeah, you can have it just sit, like if he's sitting on the couch like a person. Just
it's
like...
more like a friend. At that point, I feel bad for calling him a pet. It's like slavery or some shit. I don't know, man.
I think that's it for this episode.
Yeah.
This was a good overview of Dogmen. Yeah. Because we didn't realize how many Dogmen there were when we started this. So here we are doing all of them. So we will get to every Dogman.
We will.
If you want to support us, give that subscribe button a click too. Helps us out.
Yeah.
We are on Instagram. We're on Facebook. We're on TikTok. Go follow us all there. You can go to our coffee and you can donate.
Yeah.
As little as $1.
All the money goes straight back into us going to conventions and shit, so it does help us a little bit.
That's a lot more than you realize.
We are losing money every time we travel, but we're still doing it because it's fun to go talk to all these like cryptid people and fucking engage with them and be like, yeah, dude.
And Charlie, drum roll, please. At long last, we are on Spotify, Apple Music,
finally,
Amazon, anywhere else you get your podcast.
We're finally on fucking Spotify.
If you didn't already see us post about it on our socials, go find us wherever you listen to your podcasts. Give us a follow, give us a rating, comment, review, help us get the name out there, help us get the numbers out there so that we can keep doing what we're doing.
So just keep an eye on the socials because there's going to be a lot of new content coming out.
Yeah,
especially on Instagram and TikTok with the little cryptid facts.
Definitely subscribe to us on Spotify and or Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts, because that's where we're cranking. That's what we're trying to do for real. So give us a like on that too. I don't know how it works on Spotify. I'm an Apple Podcast guy, so I know you can give stars. Can you give stars on?
Yeah,
Spotify?
you can rate stuff.
Yeah, rate and review us if you can, because that really helps get the name out there.
Yeah.
So we have a 5-star rating right now on Apple Podcasts because we only got 2 ratings, but they're both 5 stars. So,
nice.
You know, top of our category.
Yeah.
Check us out. Do that, all that kind of stuff. I think that's it for this one, guys. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see y'all in the next one.
Yep. Peace.